Hey guys, and welcome to Day Scott, where I bring you daily content on entrepreneurship and personal growth. So how do I bring you that daily content? As an entrepreneur and as an entrepreneur yourself, you'll know we learn so much each day. From blogs, from mentors, from guides, from books, from just actioning stuff, just doing stuff, we learn so much. And that's what I do. I simply create my learnings from each day into content that you'll gain value from. So you get to learn from my mistakes, which is always a good thing. So we get to learn together. It allows me to also rehash my knowledge. It allows me to have those light bulb moments, which is awesome for me and awesome for you to see. And you don't have to make my mistakes. So it's just a great learning platform. And that's how we use this community, is to build a community of entrepreneurs that feel confident with one another, to discuss their issues through entrepreneurship and learn from one another. And that's what this community is for. So this is a really interesting video because this is about mental resilience. It's about running with demons. It's about dealing with negative thoughts and emotions. So there's a lot that ties into this video, and it's a really easy thing to build mental resilience, and you'll know how to build that mental resilience from this one thing from this video. So I would definitely stay and watch, and you'll learn how to build your mental resilience in this video. I'll see you in a sec, guys. Hey guys, and welcome back. So we are on and we're all going. So how to build mental resilience and running with demons. So this is an interesting one because this is kind of like, a follow-up to what I did on my last video. So on my last video, it was all about I'm not disciplined enough, I want to improve my discipline. And from reading my book, The Power of Habit, a good thing to improve my overall discipline is I'm going to improve my discipline in one area first, and that's my fitness. So I'm running, I'm running much more now. I'm running to work every day. So this week I've done it, I've done it Wednesday and Thursday, and then I'm going to do it tomorrow as well. So it's 3 times, and I want to hit at least 4 times a week, if not 5. So I'm running a lot more now, and it's nice because I've been able to get it round of working in an office now. It's a really nice fit, and they have showers here, which is awesome because then it allows me to obviously not work when I'm sweaty, as that's disgusting. But enough about me. The update on that is that it's really working because I have been much more disciplined with my running. There's still a long way to go, absolutely, but so far it's really good. I'm feeling more focused. I'm dealing with stress a lot better. Now, again, there's a long way to go, but today I felt a lot less stressed. I've been a lot more focused. I've got a lot done today, and I've been a lot more strict with my time, which I've been trying to do a lot more recently. So far, it's really good. And this video is going to really dive into why I believe it's improving me. Is that I believe it's based on the mental resilience. I'm going to explain exactly. I'm going to take down part by part exactly why I think it's building my mental resilience and how you can implement it yourself so you can build your mental resilience. So if you do fitness yourself, any sort of fitness, but I know running, because that's what I do all the time now. I did go through the gym days of going gym all the time, and I had snippets of what I'm going to say to you now, but I've never had it as vividly as running. So if you run, you'll know exactly what I'm about to say, but if you don't, you'll kind of know what I'm going to say. You'll kind of understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so when you're running, you are forever left with your thoughts. Because I run each day up to an hour, if not over an hour, sometimes 2-3 hours. So it's natural you will wander off in your brain. It's impossible not to. You can't just switch off your brain and just run like a robot because it's just too difficult. Your brain just runs at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So you're always left with your thoughts and your emotions. And I find the harder it gets on the run, so sort of 20 minutes and 30 minutes, 40 minutes, is all these painful thoughts and emotions just attack you in your mind. It's crazy. You'll get all your sort of anxiety thoughts, you'll get your painful thoughts, your regrets, your embarrassing thoughts. You'll get it's really weird how deep your brain goes. It'll pick up thoughts from childhood, it'll pick up thoughts from work, and it'll pick up thoughts. It's not even stuff that's necessarily on your mind. It's just like I almost feel like it's fishing through my brain for the worst thoughts it can possibly think to make me feel shit in order to make me stop. And I've noticed a lot more as I've become more self-aware of my running and sort of how I think. And it's really fascinating because I believe it's here where is my mental resilience is being developed. Because through this mental pain that it keeps on throwing at you, and also your brain, it's really funny, you start reasoning with yourself of why you can give up and why you can stop. Like, oh, okay, I did a little bit extra yesterday, I'll do a bit extra. It's so funny. If you run, you'll know exactly what I mean, and you'll probably get a good understanding of this if you do gym. But if you do any sort of cardio, something that has a long period of doing some fitness aspect, then you're going to understand what I mean, because it gives basically your brain time to just wander off into some weird and wonderful negative things in your mind. Sorry, let me just, yeah, there we go. So I think what I'm talking about, all these negative thoughts and having to deal with that and not allow them to stop me running, I believe that is the integral part to my building of mental resilience and discipline. Because I'm having to continually either ignore them or just deal with them and just say, I can do it. I have to continually find ways to not get beaten up by these barrage. It's literally like a barrage of negative emotions and thoughts about all sorts of things in life, mainly about work. And it's just like a barrage. And I feel like after the run, because you did it in the time you want to do, you did the distance and all that, it's such a sense of achievement. And that's not just because of the run, but it's because you've dealt this barrage in your head. And I feel like it's almost like meditation, is that I feel this euphoric feeling after, because I've overcome all these barrages of negative thoughts in my brain, didn't allow them to stop me, and therefore it's making me much stronger mentally, because I'm ignoring them and I'm becoming much more used to dealing with those thoughts. And I believe it's also really helped my attention span, because obviously with the loads of random thoughts that's going through your head through running, I also have the exact same thing when I'm working. I go, oh shit, I need to speak to him. Oh no, I need to message him. Oh, I need to message her. Oh, I'm constantly buzzing with things I need to do. But at the end of the day, you know, and I know that you can only do one thing at a time. So you need to do one thing at a time. And the past few weeks I've been trying to do too many things at a time, whereas today I'm being a lot more focused. And I've been much more focused on what I want to do, and I've been much more strict to not being wavering off to my thoughts in my head. And again, I believe this is because of what I'm talking about now. It's because I've started to build that resilience to all these flying emotional thoughts and thoughts in your mind that are just flying at you through running. I feel that is gonna allowed me to better myself, my mental resilience for other aspects of life. And again, this is right at the start, so far it looks great and I'm really happy. So I'm just that tends to do it because I get very lively with my hands. So I'm happy with the performance so far, and I'm sure it will carry on to improve, and I will keep you updated. And a great example of everything what I'm going through here, because if you're not really understanding exactly what I'm saying, the great example is if you watch SAS Who Dares Wins, which interestingly I'm going to apply to. SAS Who Dares Wins. There's 2 winners on that. And one of the winners, he actually mentions he's emotionally unattached. And if you watch the whole thing, you'll really understand what he means, because he is literally emotionally unattached. He shows no emotion. He's just blank. He's very cold, he's very sort of blank and just very focused. And I think that's such a great example of what I'm trying to say here, is that because he's emotionally unattached, he doesn't have all these thoughts running through his head that I have to deal with, and that most of us have to deal with. Therefore, he can put all his focus on simply doing the task at hand. He's not having to waste mental energy with the barrage of negative emotions, because he's just emotionally attached. And you can tell if you watch SAS Who Dares Wins, you'll understand what I mean, because the guy is very cold and he just doesn't waver. He's so focused, and he's just shows no emotion. Whereas I have a lot of emotion, and I have to deal with the barrage, which obviously helps with my mental resilience, but it means I have to put wasted energy on that in order to deal with it. So I do believe that's a good example of sort of the really high sort of mental resilience. Is that guy on SAS Who Dares Wins, that he's one of the winners. You'll know who I mean if you watch it. I can't remember his name. But obviously you can argue you've got to have some sort of emotional attachment to what you do, which I believe it should be a nice balance. But I think is a good example. I think is a good example of what I'm trying to explain to you now. I think that is. So it's interesting. It's interesting because he just won, well, on TV he won like a week ago, but no doubt he won months ago. But anyway, I digress. So first of all, I hope this made sense because this was a really quick video. I had it in my head earlier. Funny enough, I had it in my head earlier and I was sort of trying to think how to explain it, and I had to just structure the video within like 5 minutes because, as always, I'm in a rush. So I know I probably didn't say it as straightforward as I could have, and I apologise for that. So if you've got any questions that didn't make sense, please just comment below. Just let me know if you've got any issues with it, because I know it can be a bit complicated when I just ramble on. But I apologise about that. But I hope you did learn from it. And my takeaway for you would be, first of all, learn to control the thoughts and emotions in your head. Be aware that they're there. Understand they're there for a reason. Yes, you're going to fight them, but don't ignore them. Understand they're there for a reason, understand that they're there, understand why they're there. So when I'm running, it's because my brain's trying to stop me because it's just not comfortable for me to carry on running. So just, learn to control them. And I honestly believe fitness is the best way for that. So far, with my current experience and knowledge, fitness is the greatest way for that. Specifically cardio, because again, it's that long period of time to give your brain to start really thinking deeply. And it might be hard to deal with. It is hard to deal with. So just sort of play around with it. I would really recommend do a run. Sort of, you'll understand what I mean. If you run for over 30 minutes, you'll understand what I mean. And I would give it a go just to see sort of how you can cope with your emotions and learning it. Because I think it really tells you a lot about yourself. It really, really does. I think it really does tell you a lot about yourself. And the thing I want to finish off on is that remember that you are in charge. Okay, remember that you are in charge. Your mind is not in charge of you. You're in charge. Okay, that is so important for me to mention that, because whether you say you're in charge or not, I still believe everyone gets directed by the mind a lot, and I know this can be confusing because our mind tells us what to do, and I move my hand and that's coming from mind. I know that. But I mean, what I'm saying is don't get taken away with all the negative thoughts and the constant reasoning of why you should or shouldn't do something, and just the barrage of anxiety and negative thoughts. Don't get directed by that. Again, think in ink, write down exactly what you want, and that'll never change. However, in here, it changes all the fucking time. So remember that you're in charge is what I'm trying to say. Right, I hope this video made sense. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, comments, or anything, just comment down below or DM me, whatever you feel comfortable with. Please subscribe to my channel, @Mears, where you are now. My Twitter, follow me there, @Mears_. My Facebook, that's @Mears Entrepreneur. And my Instagram, @Mears Entrepreneur as well. I just realised I don't have any of the banners or anything down there, and that's because I shot another video the other day. Damn. Oh well. As always, guys, it was an absolute pleasure. This was Day to Day Scott. Apologies for not uploading videos the other 2 days. Work has been hectic. I will make up for it. There's an interview coming out this Saturday, so don't worry. But this was Day to Day Scott. The best way to predict the future is create it. Go out there, create your future. I'll see you next time. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely night, should I say. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.